Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions video tutorials for CHS on the web. This is a continuation of some videos that we're doing about how to post your payroll into CHS and how to handle it. This video will be about some of the reports and reviewing the work that you've done after you've posted payroll journal entries, etc., which have been explained in our previous videos. So I'm going to click the button to open the basic payroll menu for posting web journal entries. And we've been through setting up employees, setting up payroll categories, how to post a journal entry for your payroll check that hopefully your payroll service has done, or if you prefer to do it yourself, how to do that and to print a check. Now, after you post these various journal entries on the web, there is a button here for Web Payroll Journal Entries List, so that you can go look at and review your various journal entries by employee. The journal entries are done per employee. As you click on them, you can see that just some other information shows up here because it's being used just to refer to. And you can review the whole journal entry report if you like. Here's our great big one that we did for a job costing, where we were posting so much out to job costs and then the actual pay to various pay. So you can see your entire journal entry, which will total to 0 because it's a journal entry batch that would be in balance for your books. You can also see for this particular date, you can print something that would be like a stub for the employee. And let's do April Smith like we did in one of our videos. And you can see the year amount for the particular year that this particular check was posted to. So that's a quick look at your database. After you get a lot of entries, you can of course search for just the ones for one employee, or for a range of dates or certain batch ID. I'll just search for that one employee real quick. And you can see the grand total of the records, which is their net pay posted to them. So that's just a quick, and you can get some reports, not right here, which is where we're going to go after a bit, and probably the next video, to the big payroll database for all kinds of reports. But let's just close this and go back to our payroll menu. And let's get a date in here, since we were doing all of our demoing for the month of January 2015. We went over in the last video about how this will show you what your total taxes for federal are that you've posted. We made a payment, so those are cleared out. If you happen to have state taxes, those would show there for you. And these are based on when you set up your payroll categories, you were giving it some general ledger account numbers from your accounting chart of accounts, and these numbers for where to post your payroll taxes due. And that's how the list for these reports are derived. It looks for those particular GL accounts and gives you what balances are currently into them. I also have another button here for all current liability accounts, just in case there's some other ones you used that are not part of your payroll categories, but you used and you want to look at all of them to see what you might have there. We're going to skip the payroll database, and like I said, probably do that in the next video, or if we have time in this video. But let's just go ahead and get our dates for just the demo that we've been doing right here. And there's some quick reports that you can do based on your payroll web payroll journal entries, or basically you can get reports for all of your past journal entries, even if it was before the web time. But I'm just going to do a quick summary by employee, then category, so you can see little breakdowns based on the range of dates, and the net comes, basically this would come down to being the net that was paid to each one during the dates that I selected, which are shown here at the top. Or you could do one date and then get a quick list of all the paychecks that you did for that particular date. So it's just a wage. These are just paycheck reports. They're not showing the part about the employer matching, etc. You can also get a report that's by category, then employee, and then that way during this range of dates You could get a total of regular pay paid to all employees or wages, a total of federal withholding withheld, total of Social Security withheld, and sometimes that can be pretty useful, and some other things that you might have added to their paychecks. And that's by the categories that you used as you entered your journal entries. Now, we talked when you were setting up the employees about, let's go ahead and set up one here. Look at one that we set up here. Let's open the employees list, and let's look at their setup screen by using the pencil icon. And we talked, when I was talking about setting up your employees, I talked about how you could assign a workman's comp type to them, and we assign the workman's comp type superintendent to this particular employee. If you click this pencil button, you can see where you're setting up these types, and I was talking about that if you have to deal with workers' comp reports, you probably have been given something about how much the rate is. It's very common to be per $100 of gross wages that you have to pay for workers' comp. So I designed some reports to try to help you with this if you're having to do workers' comp type reports. Let's go back to our menu, and this would be based on the dates that I entered up there. This is where you could open and also still edit those cost types that I just opened from the employee screen, and add new cost types if you need to. But this report is wages by cost type, then employee, and it's doing a little bit of calculation for you. So we have this cost type of office help and this cost type of superintendent, and it's showing the wages that were paid. It's for wages by cost type, and then it's using that rate that we put in per 100 and coming up with an amount that's probably due for workers' comp if you've entered your rates correctly. So hopefully that report, if you're having to do some workers' comp report, would be very helpful for trying to figure out what your numbers are. This one is wages by employee, then cost type. The other one had the cost type like superintendent and office help. But this, if you had several employees, you would see the entries by employee. Whereas this one over here is by cost type. So if I had several employees under office help, they'd all be showing up. In our simple demo thing, we just have one employee under each cost type. But that'll let you see how you can do some reports that will help you with your workers' comp. Now, this button up here is for opening a big payroll database that can be used for just all kinds of reports that will help you perhaps fill out your 941s each quarter, figure out numbers for W-2s. If you're doing your own payroll, hopefully your payroll service will have figured that out. You can do a lot of searching of this database by range of dates. You might be doing one for a quarter. But we will come back to the big payroll database, and I'll give you some examples of various reports and looking for and how you search in the very next video. Thank you for watching.